And I'm going to start from you, Wanda. When we talk about feeding ourselves, what does it mean in the context of Ghana?
Oh no, it's very simple. There's not one of those statements that does not explain itself. Feed Ghana, in fact, grow Ghana, feed Ghana. That's the full slogan. But in recent times we have all been concerned about slogans, and so I'm not going to dwell so much on the slogan, but the content of what that meant. What that meant is that we spend so much on imports. On cereals, for instance, in Ghana, we spend so much on tomatoes. We spend so much, that's just vegetables. Onions, we spend so much. In fact, when the Russia-Ukraine war started, we were talking about grains that comes from Ukraine to Ghana. And for that matter, we were hit, so much about happenings on the other side of the world. What government sought to do, in fact, that is captured also in our manifesto under agriculture. One is women in agriculture. We want to promote women in agriculture. We want to promote mechanized agriculture. We also want to do the irrigation, the irrigation farms bit. That is also one of the plans of government. And then agribusiness as a whole. Agriculture is just one bit. If you talk about it, that's the general, posturing of the industry. But in that agriculture is what we call agribusiness, which will be the full chain of production. So there's a farmer who plants the tomatoes. There's another who picks it from that place, which is the transport system to the factories. And then if they were going to can it, then they would have had a tin tomatoes or the other, and then there's another that is doing the marketing, and there's another that is doing the distribution. So it's a whole chain of production that needs to be carried out in terms of agriculture. So when the minister said that feed Ghana, all he's saying is akin to planting for food and jobs. It's akin to the days of a champion when we said that we should do what? Oh, there was a term at that time.
Eat what you grow
Yeah,
what you eat.
yeah. Eat what you grow what you eat. So it's the same thing. Likely only the commitment, the political commitment that is attached to this commentary is what for me I'm very excited about. In any case, a champion left a very good blueprint. If for nothing at all, you can cite him from all the things that happened under his tenure as president. But he remains one of the few presidents that have really ventured into grow what you eat. And so those days you have a lot of people going into farming, backyard farming and all that. And then we managed to support ourselves. Fast forward to the 1983 when we had this famine in Ghana, bushfires in the northern part of Ghana, when we had what you call the Rollins chain and all that. After that, government also went into a very massive approach into agriculture. Suffice to say that now we don't see a lot of those, but that is what took us out of the farming in those days. In fact, it was the basis for which Rollins was awarded given an award, about $50,000, called the Hunger Project. And that is what he used to establish UDS. So it is refreshing to hear some of these things. It is more refreshing when government makes further commitment in that regard, helping people to support, the farming business. It's not only also about crop farming. We also have animal husbandry, or what you call poultry and all that. So the Nkuko Kitikite thing is also one of those projects. And I'm told that they have just launched it and it's about to start. If all these things are done and done properly, without all the lacuna of corruption or the lacuna of misplaced priorities or the lacuna of people not being fully briefed about it or engaged in it or properly ready for it, then we lose it. So I will be happy if government would stick to this, because largely in all the 300 and something items in the inflation basket, you will observe that agriculture items in those baskets are more. It's about 40-45% of the entire things in the basket. So once you can take care of agriculture, where people are planting locally, we're producing locally, we don't have to import onions from neighboring countries, we don't have to import tomatoes from neighboring countries. watermelon from neighboring countries and all the vegetables and all that. If we can do that on our own and we can feed ourselves, at least we can spare ourselves the pressure on the dollar, you know, searching for dollar to do imports and all that. In fact, it's more expensive when you even bring in some of these things because you have to keep them under some temperatures that are, you know, from the producers. Imagine taking this across the ocean over several hours of flights and all that.
Yeah.
So indeed, there's a concern we have to rise up to the occasion.